we got to talk about our homie Heath over here. He's in some hot water.
Oh God.
Congressional candidate Heath Howard criticized for comments on Israel. My God. What do you think he said?
I don't know, probably something like Palestinians don't deserve to be slaughtered or something like that. I actually weirdly didn't like read through this one, so cold take from me on this.
Something fucking
But,
anti-Semitic,
yeah.
like Palestinians are human beings, something like that.
Yeah, naturally.
some super anti-Semitic thing, like we should stop giving Israel bombs.
Right, yeah, something like that.
We'll see.
In an interview for Close Up on Sunday, Democratic candidate for Congress Heath Howard made comments about Israel that are gaining attention far beyond New Hampshire's 1st District. Other candidates.
First of all, no. First of all, like, they're gaining traction beyond the no, dude. Like, that's just a straight up
What are
lie.
you talking about?
Like, you think national news is gonna cover Heath Howard of New Hampshire, like, saying?
I would love it if they did.
I mean, it would be great if, like, the national news did.
Like,
honestly, but, like,
please,
that's not,
dude. That would boost his campaign. Like, let's fucking go. Like,
unless they're about to give us some examples,
turn him into a pariah
for real. Yeah. Oh no,
he's literally
like
advocating what 90% of Democratic voters are advocating for. Like, this is fucking insane. Like, what are you talking about?
This guy's out here trying to advocate for the will of the people. Doesn't he know how politics work?
Yeah, why don't you go ask Abdul El Sayed how poorly that's working out for him right now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's awful.
That sit here and they condemn Hamas. I didn't hear that just now, but do you take a position on Hamas?
I think that Hamas has definitely, there are a number of condemnable actions that they've taken. And, like any sort of government, I don't think that, Hamas has a right to exist. I don't think Israel has a right to exist. I think that people have a right to exist. And I think that is really the
fucking
focus.
Yep. So wow, we got to listen to the rest of it, but
that is the base
right there?
take.
You think that's it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, like, I'm definitely interested to see the rest of the clip. So, like, but just leave it on pause for a second, because I really want to make this fucking just crystal goddamn clear. No state, literally no state, has a right to exist, and this goes back to my whole point about monopoly of force versus monopoly of utility. And I think that a state only has a right to exist as it proves its value to its society, right? Like, a state that exercises control purely based off monopoly of force is a state that you should question its existence, right? Because, like, what good is it doing other than just oppressing its people? The point of the monopoly of utility is the concept that, like, a state provides amenities to its people. It taxes them and then distributes the taxation in an appropriate manner that benefits the populace. That's the whole fucking point. So
that's what
a state is constant. Every single day, a state is earning its validity to be in existence. And when it stops serving its people, the question then becomes, does this state deserve to exist? Or when it's completely subjugating and destroying other people, the question then becomes, does that state have a right to exist? It's pretty simple stuff, folks. It's not like that complicated. You just have to, like, consider for a second that, like, did the Ottoman Empire have a right to exist? Was it so inappropriate?
Listen,
the Ottoman Empire was dissolved. Like, ask that question about every single, like, major society that has, like, fallen apart over the course of history. Did all of those places have a right to exist? Why don't they exist now? Is that a travesty? Should we be, offering global reparations for the former Ottomans? Like, what are we fucking talking about right now? Like, give me a break.
Another thing that he was saying that I think they were gonna jump on him for was saying, the whole, like, oh, do you condemn Hamas thing? But the thing is, like,
Yeah.
he is educated enough to know that Hamas is not just like this terror organization like that everyone keeps saying. They actually are like in charge of the government in places in Palestine. So they do more than just like terrorism. They do the government running things like like.
Well, and Hamas has said repeatedly that like they are fine with not being in control. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, they
the
just
whole
want them
reason
to
that
stop killing
Hamas
them.
exists is because the PLO is garbage. You know what I mean? Like it's like they don't like the Palestinian
just
Liberation Organization. They are
literally
just
like
a
puppets.
lapdog for Israel. So it's like the whole point is that they advocate for the people, and like yes, there are a lot of Palestinians that don't fucking like Hamas.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
And
look,
as well,
the
like,
Al-Aqsa flood wouldn't have happened without Hamas, which created the immense blowback from the Israeli state to like everything that happened after October 7th is 100% on Israel. But like, yeah, did Hamas instigate that? 100% they did. And they probably could have like known that was going to happen. You know what I mean? So there's a certain amount of like, well, like Hamas kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? But then the real question then becomes like, well, yeah, but what else were they going to do?
It wasn't it wasn't just them too. It was like the entirety of like a shitload of different like resistance groups in fucking Palestine and stuff. It's
right.
But it's like all the nuance of that, like you will never hear about it. It's just like Hamas bad, Hamas terrorist, everyone Hamas, journalist Hamas, like that, U.S. politician that says no bombs to Israel, Hamas. Like you're all Hamas. Like it's like, dude, fucking Jesus Christ.
You are Hamas.
You are Hamas. I'm sorry. Hamas. Do you condemn Hamas?
Condemn hummus.
Condemn hummus. You son of a bitch. God damn it, Heath. Why won't you condemn hummus?
Of
condom hummus, dude.
In
Come
terms
on.
of that humanitarian crisis.
Howard's words are drawing criticism.
Hold on, we gotta go back now. I feel bad for
cutting
him off.
I gotta hear the rest of that.
Let's just do that.
The focus of what we need to be doing in terms of that humanitarian crisis.
Howard's words are drawing criticism from Jewish leaders, including the president and founder of J Street, a progressive organization that
J Street, a progressive organization, huh? Yeah.
J Street.
Yeah, you hear that, Rokana? Yeah, real progressive.
supports a two-state solution.
We shouldn't be questioning whether the state of Israel has a right to exist, and I think that conversation is a little strange and a little out there.
Hold on a second.
That wasn't a conversation. That was just an.
Hold on.
They asked him his opinion, and he said it. So what do you mean? Like, what?
Okay, we are in a de facto two-state solution at the moment, and we have been.
Yeah.
And what happened? Israel fucking bombed the absolute shit out of Gaza, and meanwhile is completely like robbing, stealing, pillaging the land that was supposed to belong to the Palestinians through settler colonialism. And now what they're doing is they're trying to annex southern Lebanon. Like this is you. They are just a settler colonialist state, and they are trying to expand their borders. So like we already have the two-state solution. It doesn't fucking work. You can't enforce it by any means because we don't really have any international law that's enforceable because of like constraints around the sovereignty of nations. So until there's an agreement that like there is actually power on the global stage through unanimous support, or maybe not even unanimous, but just majority support through the international networks like the UN or something like that, where each nation can vote basically to say like, no, like we're going to constrain you. You know what I mean? Like again, through a monopoly of force on a global scale to curb atrocious violent behavior, genocidal behavior by a rogue state, then okay. But like you this doesn't work. And like I'm sorry, I mean like the other thing is like, dude, Israel's got nukes. So like what are we even talking about? The whole point of having nukes is you maintain your sovereignty. And as long as you have a nuke and your opponent doesn't, you can just crush them. The only the only outlier to this situation is fucking Iran. And what
Yeah.
did Iran do? They basically seized a economic nuke in the Strait of Hormuz. So like, what are we talking about? They can strangle the global economy on fuel.
Yep.
Like, and they just found an alternate path, and like, good on Iran for doing that, I guess. You know what I mean? Like that and not to say that I'm like standing the government of Iran. I don't
Yeah.
have any support for the government of Iran, but like I also respect their sovereignty. You know
Right.
what I mean? And it's like they repeatedly decided to not have nukes. They let the IAEA come in. They let them do like just control the absolute shit out of them. They said, no, we don't want nukes. We don't want nukes. We're not trying to get nukes. We just want to like enrich to medical grade quality. And I'm getting off on a fucking tangent here, but like the point is that like basically like until you have some sort of global like monopoly of force to constrain nations that are behaving inappropriately, you're going to have a situation like Israel basically completely preventing any kind of like meaningful two-state solution, which even then means you're carving up land, and there's like who gets what land and by whose choice, and how does that work? So like when Mallory McMorrow or whoever the fuck says like, oh yeah, well, I'm a firm believer in a two-state solution, shut the fuck up. We already have a two-state solution. It doesn't work. You either unify all the land and you make it a true democracy, or nothing else. That's the only peaceful path forward.
It needs to be Israel Palestine, and it needs to be desegregated, and just give Palestinian rights. Like there you go. Like, but there's your solution. But they can't have that because like the majority of Israelis
because the Israelis would be a minority.
Like, man, like,
that's what it comes down to, is that they would be the minority, and then they wouldn't have the control.
It's so fucked up even like talking about Israel, because like everything that you say about them, it sounds like an anti-Semitic conspiracy theory, but it's like, you know what I mean?
I know,
it's
dude.
so like trying
and then there's that fucking there's like that insane, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, that lady that just won the primary in fucking San Antonio.
Oh my god,
it's like,
yeah,
she's like literally like a fucking like anti-Semitic progressive. And it's like, when you consistently tie Jews globally to Israel and Israelis, this is going to happen. You are going to create this. Like that is the default, is that you eventually people will be like, all right, you know what? I guess I am anti-Semitic.
Right.
Fuck it.
And that's
awful. That's so messed up.
It's literally Israel's government has been working overtime, like alongside, people like fucking, Nick Fuentes and Tucker Carlson to fucking, push that narrative. It's like, yeah, Jews are Israeli and Israelis are all Jews, and they, like, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, we're all together. It's like, no, like you can't speak for every person.
It's because Israel can't like exist without some boogeyman. Like they literally require an oppressor in order to exist in the form that they exist in currently.
Yeah.
So like
no safe place in the world without
the interest of Israeli Zionists to foment anti-Semitism so that they maintain their enemies, so that they can constantly say, oh yes, you need to make sure that you fight back against the anti-Semites. And it's like, well, yeah, but you guys are kind of producing them, are you not? Like that's the whole point, is that you're making it so hostile for Jewish people to live anywhere else in the world that they have to come to Israel to just further your goals. Like it's fucked up, because like I'm of the belief that you should just be able to have multiculturalism anywhere in the world. I don't believe in ethno states. I think they're terrible choices.
Yeah, and it's such
look
like
at fucking Japan. Japan's getting screwed over, and like and they're just like so like nihilistic in terms of just it's any kind of fucking.
It's a fucking
political policy.
It's a false choice that they're presenting, because they're like, well, Israel's the only safe place in the world for Jews, except like, let me just fucking bomb every single other country around me and try to take them over, like to form, the greater Israel thing. Like, is that making everyone in Israel safe? Like, do they feel safe as they're getting, drones and fucking missiles shot at them from fucking Iran? And, like, what?
I would love to see a polling of who feels more safe, Jews in Israel or Jews in New York City, the
Right.
city run by an Islamic Shia mayor, right? Like, what are we talking? Like, this is insane shit, dude. This
Yeah.
doesn't make any sense. Like, there's such an intense divorce from reality. And then meanwhile, there's like people that are like insisting that Zoran Mamdani is saying the exact same things that like Ayatollah Khomeini
Oh
said
my god, yeah.
when
That was
he
crazy.
was rising to power. It's
Like he sounds
what are
just
we,
like the
dude? Like,
Ayatollah. Like what? The Ayatollah
yeah,
wanted
like
free
it's fucking
busing. He
stupid,
wanted to
dude.
fix the potholes. I don't know much about the Ayatollah, but it doesn't sound very Ayatollah-y to me.
Yeah,
Like
it's like
what?
somehow somebody's saying, "Oh yeah, I want it to be free for you to ride the bus," makes them as an Islamic extremist.
Like
Like
damn,
what?
that's
That's that like
scary,
those are not even in the
terrifying.
same fucking ballpark. Like
What the hell?
I don't know.
Yeah, but what else does this guy
What,
have to say?
let's
Not
finish this
much.
one out. I'm
Shouldn't be
genuinely
questioning whether the
interested in
state
what
of
this
Israel
is.
has a right to exist. And I think that
Oh, it's because he's framing it as like that was the main question. Like, what is one dude from New Hampshire's like opinion on a country that's like not even the one he lives in? Like who? Like what? I just don't understand like how they think this is.
Like
It's always a gotcha with this one. That's all. That's basically all I had to say left about that. It's like, is it though? Just
well,
like,
but even then, it's like okay. So let's say Heath wins the nomination and then goes
does
on and wins the
Venezuela have the
general,
right
right?
to not
Let's
have
like
their leader taken? Does does
yeah,
Iran
that's a
have the
fucking
right
good
to not
point.
have
Like
their leader killed? Does fucking Cuba
right.
have the right to not get invaded? It's like why all of a sudden we're so concerned
Anything.
about sovereignty of countries but we're out there fucking killing people and trying to invade countries, but what?
Let's
Like,
but let's hold on a second. Let's just like let's game this out for a second. Let's game this out for a second. Let's propose that Heath makes it through the primary and then wins the general election and gets sent to DC. Okay. He's coming in on a midterm election, right? So he would be in like an insane minority in the house, right? Like because anything that they decide to do has to be signed into law by Donald Trump, who we
Yeah.
know is not going to sign anything.
He's
like
gonna walk
that,
in there
like
day one with
to
legislation
constrain
like
Israel.
dissolve
That's not going to
Israel.
happen.
Slaps it on the table. Like,
Right.
oh no, fuck, we're done.
So and even then, like even if Trump did, you would require enough representatives in the House of Representatives to sign and push that bill, and then you would also need that to be approved in the Senate, right? So like there's a fundamental like illiteracy of how the government works. It like, but the thing about it is that like
Oh,
they
no,
don't
this is
care.
on
They don't even
purpose
want
from,
any
like-
oxygen to exist for this, right?
Yeah.
Like they'll crush anybody because it has to be like 100% airtight. No room for anybody questioning Israel. Like even as it stands, they'll do anything they can to get rid of people like Corey Bush or Jamal Bowman,
Yep.
right? Like
Thomas
and then
Massey even
and
just
damn well
over
better
the
bet they fucking yeah, exactly. His Gowrine was like completely propped up by APAC money. So like I mean, there's a lot of other money that came to him, but like APAC is a huge part of that. So like, don't miss me with this bullshit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
that conversation is a little strange and a little out there. These states exist, other states recognize them, the United Nations created them, and they're not going anywhere.
Howard responded with a statement saying,
Did he say they were gonna go anywhere? Shut up.
quote, "There is no such concept in international law as a state's right to exist. People, including Jewish, Palestinian, and Lebanese people, have a right to exist."
Oh man, wow. So wow, what a disturbing statement. Like, come on, are you serious? Like, he's saying he values the lives of people, like, over, like, vague concepts of, like, like, what? Are you kidding me?
I unequivocally condemn Hamas's
Yeah.
violence against civilians. However, that does not justify indiscriminate violence against Palestinians.
Howard's word.
That should be fucking obvious, but it's not. And then that's why he has to say stuff like this. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
Why is this so hard for people? I don't understand. Like, I really don't fucking get it. Like, it's just like, okay, but let me ask, like, fucking anybody out there. Let me ask you a question. Let's say Russia just, like, decided to be like, you know what, we're going to invade the United States. That's what we're going to do. Fuck this whole Ukraine thing. We're going to invade the US. All of a sudden, everybody would be like, no, we have a right to this land. Blah, 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 blah. Like, all of a sudden, you would fucking really, really understand exactly what the Palestinians feel like, huh?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so, but that empathy doesn't extend to brown people, right? Like, if you can just contain just a little too much melanin in your skin, then all of a sudden it's like, well, excuse me, no, you don't fit the bill. If you're not,
like, I found this land fair and square. Okay?
Abrahamic religion.
I found this land.
Yeah,
and it's
like,
mine.
no, you don't worship the right version of the Abrahamic interpretation. I have the middle patch. You have the late game patch, and that's not okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we don't play on the new update to Abrahamic religions. we only play on either the very first interpretation of the game, or we play on the second patch, which was like kind of okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
it depends on where you are. If you're in the United States, but like, we don't fuck with that latest update that they did. We don't like that one.
Right. Although I do gotta say, I like Adam Sexton's little storm streak he's got going there. Like the Rogue, that's who it was. Rogue from X-Men. I like that. It's real cute.
Words are also
Was
prompting
it Rogue?
reaction
Yeah, it was Rogue.
in the 1st District Democratic primary. Andrew Volinsky, a leading progressive who supports a different candidate in the race, says it doesn't seem to him like Howard thought through how his statements might land with the Jewish community.
It could have been offhand. It could have been thoughtless. There's not been an apology, a retraction. That's a real problem.
What? Apology, retraction. He didn't
all
say
of a
shit
sudden
wrong.
all of a sudden we care about Andrew Volinsky when he's trashing on the progressive candidate that
hold
wants
on
to
a
support
sec.
Palestine. But the moment when you talk about his tax plan, he's the evil boogeyman.
Oh,
They
yeah.
need to pick a fucking lane.
No,
They need to pick
they
a
won't do
motherfucking
that.
lane.
No. What is this, editorial
And
standards?
look, like, I
We
had
have none?
Andrew on my show to talk about his tax policy because, like, I think it's a really good proposal, right? Like, I like that. I think Andrew's insanely wrong here.
Yeah.
I think he's way out of touch. And Christian Arusha is a terrible candidate.
Yeah, I mean, you can have good policy
I'm
ideas
sorry,
and have
dude, like,
terrible, like, social policy positions as well. It's just, people are a mixed
Well,
bag,
dude,
and I don't think
what-
people
you-
understand a lot. They're like,
Fucking-
this
you
person
tell
good,
me,
this person
what's more
bad.
anti-Semitic? What's more anti-Semitic? Fucking Heath saying, like, I don't think a state has a right to exist, but I do think, I condemn Hamas, but that doesn't mean it's okay for the Israeli state to do what they're doing to Palestinians. Is that more anti-Semitic than taking a picture of neo-Nazis that was published in NHPR, making it black and white because the original photo was fucking color, making it black and white, and then sending it out to Jewish constituents on a fucking Jewish holiday? What you tell me which of those two things is more anti-Semitic?
Yeah, I don't know. Have we heard an apology from those
Like,
guys?
I'm sorry,
heard
'cause
a
that's-
retraction, or are they demanding that, a retraction?
I
or
have seen
an
nothing, but
apology?
Christian Arusha did that. That is a vile
Yeah, that's pretty
way
fucked.
to campaign. That's disgusting. So, like, yeah, I would love to see Andrew ask for Christian to apologize for that one. But we're not going to see that. And this is indicative of, like, this insane rift that exists within, like, progressives in the state of New Hampshire. And, like, everybody needs to lock the fuck in. I'm not messing around. This is why we lose. This shit right here is exactly why we consistently lose, because we can't get out of the way of our own just, like, selfish, high school drama ass bullshit. You can't fucking lock into the goddamn policy and set aside the fact that like, oh well, this person said a thing that hurt my feelings sometimes. Like, shut up, man. Who fucking cares? How many times you've been at work, you had somebody say something that kind of hurt your feelings and you had to just kind of swallow it and deal with it? You know what I mean? Like, what is this nonsense? We live in a world where people have different opinions than you, and you can't live in this fucking padded hug box all day. You have to deal with the fact that people are going to be like garbage sometimes.
Right.
I don't understand.
My thing is,
I don't get it.
Yeah, like and along with that, I just like it like really like boggles my mind that like people that call themselves like progressive or left or Democrat or anything like that like are not universally just in favor of like all human like rights, including like the right to like be able to live, you know, like. Like, I don't know. It's just, it seems like a fucking no-brainer to me. It's like, well, like, yes, I believe in civil rights for, like, every single person. Like, I believe in, like my enemies should have fucking healthcare. Like, I want the fucking person I hate, like, most in the world that, like, lives in the U.S. to, like, enjoy, like, fucking the same benefits as me and, like, everyone else. We should all fucking, you know what I mean? Like, I don't... I don't get like how we're not all on the same page with like
it all
the
comes down to
like
how infected your fucking brain is with American exceptionalism and like all of the indoctrination that we've been put through up to this point, right? The whole point of like a lot of just sort of like capitalist ideology is to separate you from your empathy. So like anytime somebody like tries to put constraints around like a belief of like equity or justice, right? Like it's like, okay, so that, but that's you buying into a market-based framework that prevents people from actually being able to fucking engage with the material like reality that expands and scales outward. So like, I'm sorry, but if you can't apply the concept universally, then you don't fucking believe in it. You only believe in it as far as it serves your own personal interests. And for most people, those personal interests are like, how well do I sleep at night? And like, honestly, like, I don't really give a fuck how well you sleep at night. Like, if you're not losing sleep over the fact that there's like those fucking conflicts, then you need to check yourself. Like, grow a spine.
Yeah. Like, oh, foreign policy, that's over there. I'm worried about stuff here. Like, that's fine. It's like, well, it's not like the shit we do out in the world. Don't
advocate for something unless you can apply it universally.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like pretty much exactly the point.